Hello and welcome back to the channel. It's been a minute since I've uploaded, but I've been working really hard on the live streams and building the Discord server, so I've been very busy as of late. If you aren't sure what the live streams are, every Sunday 8 PM we do upload with me, Will, Jordan and John, so we touch on everything from the week before to the week ahead. But without further ado for that, you're here for the video, and it's 4 new stocks that I've been buying and why I've been reshifting the portfolio. So without further ado, let's get into it. 4 new stocks in the portfolio, that's massive. Some very high conviction in these stocks. And you might be asking me, Jay, why all of a sudden is it time for change? What is it that you've seen? What is it? What's going on? Well, in December, I was very vocal about the fact that I thought that the subsidies at the end of January would cause some volatility in the market. Although I was incorrect about that particular event happening with some volatility, the cash that I freed up allowed me to start some great positions. So in volatility, it creates opportunity. So when there's blood in the street, buy more even when it's your own is the classic saying. Now obviously over the last couple of weeks we've seen some really turmoil, some really good buying opportunities, and I thought it was time to open up a few new positions. And at the end of this video you're going to see the exact size lot that I have in those positions. So yeah, it's strategic rotation into growth. So I'm young, I'm 29, I feel like I'm going to be in the market for a long time, so I can take more risk on these speculative stocks, but also a couple of these anchor stocks that's going to help my portfolio grow over the long term. So I'm targeting astronomical upside, so looking for massive gains, not steady gains. My portfolio isn't very defensive, it hasn't got to be. It can be more aggressive, more attackive. So it's about blending the speculative and the established growth stocks in with together. So let's take a look at the first stock that I've been buying. Stock number 1, OSS, which is One Stop Systems. One Stop Systems is a high-performance edge computing systems. They do GPU accelerated AI workloads, mission-critical defense and aerospace applications, and a niche play with scalable upside. What I like about OSS is it's a very smaller cap. They've been lapping up a lot of contracts lately. They do a lot of sensor and edge computing type work. It's a great stock that I see a lot of momentum going into the future. This was one that was on my watch list for a while, and I see a very optimistic future for OSS. I like what the CEO does as well, so Mike Knowles. So he's a long-standing executive within One Stop Systems prior to becoming a CEO. His background in high-performance computing and embedded systems. His experience leading operational scale and defense-focused growth initiatives and focused on expanding OSS's position in edge AI and mission-critical markets. The OSS want to tap into as much TAM going forward. I've been watching this stock for a while, and with everything that's going on, the data centers and everything like that, edge AI and the sensors in general that this company provides is going to be fantastic. So one that I've got in my portfolio and I'm going to be holding for a long time. Lots of growth potential and an all-round great stock. And as you know, the CEO is a massive thing for me when I'm investing in stocks. Done a lot of DD into Mike Knowles, and I like what he does there and I like what he represents. So one of the ones that I've been loading up on is OSS. Stock number 2 is Aeluma, which is Aeluma. I might have absolutely butchered that. It's advanced compound semiconductor technology focused on high performance optoelectronic materials, exposure to AI, sensing and defense applications. They're a micro cap with astrometric risk to reward. And the business overview is the developed materials for high speed, high frequency semiconductor applications. It targets next generation AI, communications and sensing markets, operates at early commercialization stage, and their growth is tied to successful scaling and customer adoption. Now, the CEO, which is Jonathan Klamkin, he founded and CEO of Aeluma since inception. He's a professor of electronic and computing engineering at UCSB. His background's in photonics, optoelectronics and semiconductor devices, and he has 200 plus technical publications with multiple patents. So this company, it's very, very early days. They have got government backing, so they've got government funding. A lot of startups in this type of space do get that, so it's not actually something that's a huge deal. Because, for instance, in this type of line, they might fund 10 businesses and one might succeed, which then pays off for the other 9 that didn't. So what they do is a lot of these products, these semiconductors, they use like a silicon base. The way that these guys use compounds inside of that silicon base makes it a lot more use rate. It's a lot stronger, a lot faster. So yeah, they've got stuff that's happening with like NASA and stuff like that. So with the space stuff starting to really kick off in the next couple of years, these guys might really stand on the forefront of that. I wanted to get myself into a certain PT of this when I did due diligence with John a couple of weeks ago. and we've come back down from the high price because of the market volatility, and I'm now at that price, so I've opened a good position. So this one's going to be one for a few years to see how it plays out, but they've positioned themselves greatly in the market, and I'm really looking forward to see what happens with this company in the future. Here's just a quick one from today's sponsor, investing.com. Investing.com have been kind enough to partner with me to give me a discount to pass on to you guys for their Investing Pro platform. On this platform, you can set up a watch list as you see mine here, and it will give you fair value from analyst point of view and from the Investing Pro point of view. You'll also get directed all the news that happens to these stocks. I get it brought to my phone instantly as it happens because they're on my watch list. You have things like their ideas tab where you can look at Warren Buffett, zombie companies, Bill Gates, and so many other top investors for great ideas. They also have their Pro Picks AI, which is their own portfolios and funds that you can follow or look into that they rebalance every month, and a large cap with low risk, things to look into. They have a screener that's an absolutely fantastic screener with many options in here, whether it's the Piotrowski score or the Ben Grafton formula. There's lots of stuff that's going on in here. You've also got the data explorer, so you can look at all the data of lots of different companies and look into them. And like I say, you've got all the charts. So I was comparing Ondas and RCAT revenue, and as you can see, you've got all this data down the side that you can do. Furthermore, into this, you can click into any stock that you hold, and this one's PayPal. It'll give you everything that's good about them, everything that's bad. It'll give you all the models for it, the uncertainty, absolutely everything, all the financials, all of the filings, everything is here. So yeah, if you're interested in picking up a membership for this, the link is down below in the description. They have currently got a promo running, which you can put my code onto the back end of. So yeah, thank you very much for today's sponsor. Stock number 3, Robinhood Markets. So Hood is a great stock. They do retail brokerage and fintech platform, equities, options, crypto and retirement accounts, large and growing user base, and a platform-driven revenue model. The revenues from transaction activity and net interest income, monetizes order flow, margin lending and idle cash balances, expanding into retirement, credit and wallet products, and operating leverage improves with higher trading activity. The CEO, which is Vlad, most people obviously know about this company. He co-founded Robinhood in 2013, background in mathematics and finance. He's a former co-founder of a high-frequency trading firm, Kronos Research, and he focused on expanding Robinhood into a full financial ecosystem. Now, what I like about Hood is it's been trading at a very good price for a very long time, up north of the $100, so in the 120s plus. Really wanted to get into Hood, but it's quite expensive in my point of view where it was. Obviously, with the Bitcoin volatility of recently, with the holdings that Hood have, it has dragged it down a bit, put it into a much more healthier position where I've started a decent position in this. I think Hood in the future, they're going to capitalize on absolutely everything. I do invest in SoFi as well. They like to put these against each other, but I think both will be great in the market space. But yeah, Hood has got a lot of potential going into the further years. They've just started doing ISAs. They're doing the prediction markets. There's a lot going on over there, and I wanted to be a piece of that. So I'll be holding this one for a while, and I've built a nice position, which you will see at the end of this video. The fourth and final stock, Zeta. So Zeta Global Holdings. It's an enterprise AI-powered marketing platform, data-driven customer intelligence solutions, subscription-based SaaS revenue model, and exposure to digital advertising and enterprise AI adoption. The CEO, David Steinberg, is a co-founder of Zeta Global, and his background in digital media and data-driven marketing, experience scaling technology and advertising platforms. What I like about Zeta, however you want to pronounce it, it's an AI marketing firm, so a SaaS platform, but they're really trying to merge all of these into one. So this video, when it comes out, you'll see that I do a bit of a rundown on this on a stream from last night. But the way that they're building out this company and the way that their growth, the margin growth that they're doing, their earnings reports that they're putting out, the next 5 years could be absolutely huge for Zeta if they execute. Really like this stock, really like the position that I've got in it. Again, another one that I thought was running a bit higher and I wanted to get in lower, and I did. But I've got a lot of potential, a lot of conviction in Zeta, and I think that this is going to be a great stock going forward. So as the classic saying goes, money talks. So these are the positions that I've currently built out in these stocks. So Hood, we're currently down up 10%, got an average of about 85. Now this was a great average of where I wanted to get into. If we keep seeing it going down further, I will dollar cost average into further. I do like the position I've got at the moment, and I do think there's a lot of growth back into Hood. Even if we touch back at the levels that we're at, there's a lot of growth there if Bitcoin starts to recover. So ALMU, Again, I've got this on the GIA and the ISA. So on the invest account, we can currently see that we're down by 1.85%. A nice average there of 1707. My initial buying price I wanted to get in was 16. When it got to about 17, I liked that position, so I wanted to open it there. And obviously on the ISA, we furthermore opened another one and followed that down. And we are actually positive on the ISA by 4.19%. So OSS, we started out a nice position there as well. Wanted to get in. To be fair, my average I was happy to have at 10. So the fact that we're near enough there, I'm happy with that. Has seen a bit of a decline as of late, but again, market volatility. It's a long-term vision, not just thinking short-term. So we are down 15% on that, but nothing for me to worry about. And Zeta, so we've got two positions, the GIA and the ISA. The GIA we're currently down by 1%. I think the GIA is the one on the bottom, and then the ISA we're currently down by 6%. Again, very good averages. This was sitting at 24, I think, as of lately, and I wanted to open a position around the 18 mark, and I got in a better position on the one and a good position on the other. Now you're going to see these positions and go, oh well, they're red, Jay. The stock market don't just buy a stock and then go green and plus by 100% overnight. Don't work like that. If it did, we'd all be millionaires fast. It's a fact of buying in, having conviction, seeing a long-term vision. There's a lot of turmoil happening in the market now, which does create opportunity. I've taken those opportunities. Yes, I might feel it in the short term, but I played this exact playbook out in April and it paid off a lot of dividends for me, and I made a lot of money last year. Patience is the key and conviction is the key. So these are the positions that I have opened. These are the costs and these are it. So you can actually see I am deploying capital to these positions, not just like some YouTubers where they're singing about positions and you never see the positions that they actually buy. So lastly, before we finish this video, I want to thank everybody for their constant support on the TikToks, the Instagram, on the Twitter, on the YouTube. It's been phenomenal. If you don't know already, the One Big Journey is my Discord server. We have had to up the price now to $9.99 from the continued demand that we've had. A lot of people keep coming in, they don't leave. Obviously, we can only end up having so many people, so we deal with the best and we don't just overflow the server. So that's on the QR code. And if you aren't familiar of the One Big Stock Market Sundays, that is our little show that me, Will, Jordan, and John have now a big part of. We do this every Sunday. We put a lot of time into it to cover everything from the week before and the week ahead. We touch on any questions that people have. And to be fair, the perspectives of all four of us is very great. It offers a bit of an opinion from each ways, and we like to help people as much as possible. So Sundays 8 PM every Sunday, please come and support us and show some support in there. And thank you very much for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.